Good morning and welcome to Sanqua Pond. This is right in Forres, and for many people who know this place, it is just a beautiful, beautiful place to come and feed the ducks with proper duck food, by the way, not bread, and enjoy the spring flowers. In fact, it's just beautiful in every season, to be honest. And we've been here in every season, even in winter. It's absolutely gorgeous to come down here and walk along the bank. There's this group of incredible people. They're volunteers and they maintain the pathways. In fact, when Colin and I first moved to Forres, this pathway wasn't like this at all. It was a little bit rougher and what have you. And well, Colin's on this walk with me, so I'll let him share a little bit about Sanqua.
Good morning. What do I know about Sanqua? Look, not a lot. I just enjoy it. I just enjoy coming for walks here. Beautiful place, well maintained, accessible for wheelchairs. The guys who've done a tremendous job. So it's lovely to be here this morning.
It's cold, but it's still, there's no wind, so it's a very pleasant day, isn't it? Even though the temperature's low, it doesn't feel like that. Good morning. And there's always walkers out in this area. It's such a beautiful place to live, and people are out all the time, day and night. Look at that wonderful root system. Oh, extraordinary.
So we seat there if you want to get to the root of your problems.
Yeah, amazing. And we're going to walk into a bit of woodland. Probably a badger. I'm thinking a badger, Colin. What do you think?
I think you can quite accurate.
Sadly, the only badgers I've ever seen are dead ones that get squashed on the road, and that really, really is horrible. I know badgers tend to be considered vermin by whatever it is, pests or whatever, carriers of disease, and so they used to get culled and everything, but, well, I don't like that. Personally, don't like that at all.
Yes, not nice. A lot of animals get killed on the road. Squirrels, deer, hedgehogs. Why did the hedgehog cross the road? To see his flatmate.
I can't even laugh. I think that's sick. Just to be honest, Colin. There we go. Look at this. Beautiful.
What's your topic for discussion this morning?
I really don't have anything on my mind. Is there anything in your mind?
What do you think of John Abbott woman?
John Abbott woman.
John Abbott woman getting fired for the Labour Party. Chief Whip, wasn't she?
Well, I try to be reasonably apolitical. I don't really know too much about politics or political parties, etc., etc. But yeah, so you mentioned it this morning, and they mentioned it on. Just trying to see if I can zoom in for you. There's a wee bird. Oh, he's just taken off. Yeah, something on UK Column about it. So what's it all about, Colin? And what's the issue?
Well, the issue is she made remarks in a letter to the newspaper. I think she was responding to somebody else's article. And in those remarks she said, white people, travellers and Jewish people have never experienced racism.
Or something to that effect.
Yeah, so she's been fired for anti-Semitic comments.
Yeah, but that's the way it usually goes. Anybody who says anything that's unacceptable gets labelled an anti-Semite, and that's one of the most powerful censures that a person can have laid against them. It means they lose their job.
Yes, it tends to be the means of political assassination.
Aye, without a bullet, but just as effective sometimes, I think. Yeah, everybody's getting censored and censured, and it's really hard now, isn't it, just to even know what the truth is. What do we do? There was a time when you opened a newspaper or you put on the news and you felt confident and comfortable that what you were reading or hearing came from reliable sources. But actually, they're all shown to be unreliable. Oh, good morning. Hi there. I lost complete and utter. It happened for me around the Iraq War with the lies, because I bought into all of that. I was so manipulated, so easily persuaded that was the right thing to do. And that is where everything changed for me, and I realized how wrong it was. And therefore now I have to admit, whatever the government says, pinch of salt, that's it for me.
That tends to be the truth. Whatever you hear, consider it first a lie till you find out otherwise.
Aye. And go and find out for yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for ignorance nowadays.
Well, that's true. We've got, it's all available. I think what we were listening a bit to today on UK Column was also about this alarm system that was tried out on Sunday. But they were also showing something about these sensors that are going to be placed in cities and what have you to detect dangerous chemicals in the air, so that they can use that early warning system to warn us of dangerous chemicals. Now, folks, there are tens of thousands of chemicals. There's not 1, 2, or 3, tens of thousands. And although they say they're going to be installing these things, they don't give much more information than that in this little clip that we saw. And personally, Colin, I think we're being treated a bit like Pavlov's dogs.
Aye, that's right. And I think that's what the alarm's about. It's like the ping, ping, ping in your car when you don't put your seatbelt on. That's all conditioning to condition your behaviour. So you no longer need to be stopped by a policeman to say you don't have your seatbelt off. Your car tells you now. Bing, 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 bing.
And it's so annoying, and there's nothing you can do until you click it on. And yet, you know what? There is evidence out there, and I know people who swear by it. I mean, I'm talking about chiropractors, etc., who say that wearing a seatbelt is one of the worst things you can do. So we knew a chiropractor refused to wear a seatbelt and said he was prepared to take all the fines because it could cause so much damage. There was a time, and I know this is a little bit thing, we drive bigger, more powerful cars, there's a lot more and they go faster. But there was a time when I drove with one of my boys on my lap and he steered the vehicle. And that was okay, it wasn't illegal. And we didn't have seatbelts in cars. Isn't this just a lovely spot? Yeah. So thinking back to the old days when life was much simpler and playing outdoors was normal, and we drove cars without seatbelts and we seemed to do okay. Harkening back to those days can make you feel a little, I don't know, not sad, but kind of like, gosh, What have we done with all this technology and this progress? I think we're creating our own prisons.
Oh, legislation upon legislation, rule upon rule.
Yeah, exactly. Says if the bee disappears off the surface of the globe, then man would only have 4 years of life left. No more bees, no more plants, no more animals, no more man. An anonymous quote. And the fact here says nettles support about 40 types of insects that provide food for birds, and oak supports about 300 types. Wow. So,
There's a subject itself, isn't it? The disappearance of insect life.
oh,
Because go back to those days you were talking about, your
oh.
windscreen would be covered in squashed insects.
And you switch on a light at night and you get bombarded with every winged creature that you could imagine. Maybe not dragons, but sometimes you felt like you were getting attacked by them if the mosquitoes came. A bit like the mad midgie.
And well, that's your chemical attack, isn't it? Destroyed
Yeah,
that whole
that's ecosystems.
ecosystem.
Yep.
Insects, bees, destroyed. Wonder what their sensors would pick up then.
Oh my goodness. And that's it, because you know these planes fly over and they dump all these things in the air. We can see them. And then what will the sensors pick up then? Or will they be tuned to only pick up certain things? We don't know. But we're very grateful that we live where we live, in this rural part of Scotland, and we have no plan to move into a city or a more urban area. That's not our plan anyway.
This could be the last of the fresh air up here.
Right, well, I think we'll say goodbye on that cheery note and enjoy our fresh air, enjoy our bird song, enjoy our woodlands, and we hope that you have a special, blessed, magnificent day.
Have a wonderful day, folks. Bye.
Bye. Oops, I can't switch it off. Lots of love. Bye.